Right, no nonsense, real and raw, just like you like it.
He's corrupt, he's inexperienced, and he lies.
Broadcasting from a broom closet in the Arizona Lotus Studios, it's Beef Vegan Presents.
Here we go! Yo! Welcome back to the show. Beef Vegan Presents live on Rock 102.1 KFMA, streaming worldwide at KFMA.com. Good morning, Powers.
Good morning, Beef.
Captain Love. In effect, you got to see Powers' outfit when we do the broadcast at 9 a.m. today. Very fitting. The guy has an outfit for every occasion, every day of the year, you would say. Never wears the same thing twice, unless it's back-to-back holidays.
That's what today feels like. Yesterday was Super Bowl. Today, VD.
Right, exactly. And we're celebrating VD. I hope you have a loved one to share your VD with. But, you know, we do have to change it. We should not have the Super Bowl before Valentine's Day. And I'm more with the Americans, the 50% of Americans who recently polled and said they wish that the Super Bowl was on a Saturday. I say even more so if it's going to piggyback into Valentine's Day. You know how much unneeded strife and stress it adds to relationships in these situations? It ain't cool.
Could use some strife.
Yeah, well, it does, because first off, you're too focused and hyper-focused on eating and gorging and gaining weight and, you know, doing your man thing.
Yeah.
Sitting in your underwear on your couch, rooting for whatever team you want to root for. Usually your favorite team's not in the Super Bowl.
The commercials.
Right, watching the commercials, whatever the case. It's a man holiday. And to have a man holiday day before the non-man holiday, because let's be honest, like Valentine's Day is not really the man holiday.
No, it's not.
Yeah.
And I'm a sucker for it, but no, it's not.
Yeah, guys aren't looking forward to receiving flowers and chocolates.
No.
It's the other way around. So, you know, to have it like back to back, it's problematic, and it just causes these type of issues. And I'm feeling the strain, man. I'm feeling the strain. You know, like first off, it's Valentine's Day. I'm like, oh, I got to do some things. Maybe I have to go out to dinner, spend some more money. I already spent money yesterday and buying stuff for the Super Bowl. And I was just like trying to do that. And that's the best way I could describe it.
That's a good description.
Yeah. You know,
sometimes these they're just like a big turd you're trying to push on through.
right. Yeah. But the Super Bowl was a good Super Bowl yesterday. There's a lot of things that we're going to touch on, a lot of cliff notes throughout the show, because, you know, obviously it made news and it was very entertaining. I felt like the halftime show delivered.
Yep.
You know, I actually got a text from Chef Gary, who you never besmirch Chef Gary. He will not forget.
Mm-hmm.
He said this. He's like, damn, Snoop made Powers eat his words. He brought musicians with instruments.
What did I say? I was all pro Snoop.
I think you were saying it wasn't going to be live instrumentation at some point. And this is the thing. Sometimes when you just say a bunch of stuff.
Oh, is it because I was talking about like old white people love their instruments? Is that what it was? I think
something
it was
like that. Yeah.
Oh, I was all pro Snoop though, and he crushed it. He looked iconic as anything I've ever seen. I loved it.
I was seeing some of the buzz on the internet, and Snoop stole a lot of that shine. They just said he was spot on, and like he was meant to do this. He is the most overqualified hype man that you could ask for. The Snoop Dogg Dr. Dre combination is iconic, and that's what put him on the map in the 90s. And then 3 decades later, to headline the Super Bowl halftime show is a big deal, and they did really well. There's a little controversy about Eminem taking a knee for about a minute.
Isn't that interesting? Where it's almost like you realize, like, oh wait, he did he's on his knee. Oh, that's right. We should be upset. Like, isn't that so funny? Like, people are like, I need to retroactively be upset. I didn't realize it at the time that he may have been doing the thing.
Right.
That's so insane.
And it is controversy if like Kendrick Lamar did it and they would have, like, I don't know, cut to something else. And they did cut away from Eminem, but the NFL did make an official statement saying, oh, we looked at all the, you know, we watched the rehearsals several times over and we proved everything before they went on stage. So they're claiming they weren't surprised by it, but the cameramen would say otherwise, because when he did take the knee, they did quick cut away, and it takes a white guy to be able to get away with that stuff. I
thought it was timed correctly, because it was the end of his set. Like, he's like, I am now done, and it transitioned right to Dre.
You know, and that was my first instinct with that as well. I just thought, okay, he's kind of bowing out of the scene.
And it's a sick pose. I'm just thinking that city's wearing his hoodies.
And that's the thing. Like, I was like, is that a kneel? But it's like, is the knee still a controversy? I know that we didn't, solve racial equality and police brutality yet.
Yeah.
But is that what that is? And apparently that's what it was.
All right.
And it was great though. It was, I thought the way they put it together was great, and the performance were on par. I wasn't surprised by any of it, to be honest with you. 50 Cent showing up didn't surprise me.
Loved it.
Yeah, the fact that he did the upside down like he did in his music video, and then got down and started performing. He's got about 20 more pounds on him than he did in that music video times.
That's everybody was kind of teasing about it. I'm oh, come on, 50. And people are like, oh, 50 Cent showed up. He brought extra 50 too.
Yeah. He did look a little doughy. That's funny that, people were saying that, because I was thinking that too. I'm like, oh, I mean, I get it. I mean, I'm surprised you didn't get stuck hanging upside down there and had like a couple dancers help you get down, because he did not look in pristine shape. But the guy's like approaching 50, so what are you gonna do?
Yeah, there it is.
Yeah. And of course there was a game.
That's right, there was a football game.
Yeah. And I'll tell you what, man, like these Vegas odd makers, they almost called it to a T. They had the Rams favored by 4.5, and it looked like the Bengals were going to win by 4.
Yeah,
so it would have hedged their bets. And now of course the Rams came back, and they were able to get the victory, not the upset victory, because they were the favorites to win. But very exciting game all the way through. So that's good stuff for the Super Bowl.
Do you get to laugh at Spears? Did you beat the spread?
Here's what I did. Okay, so I know a lot of people lost money because I was betting on the Bengals, because Spears bet on, or he said that the Rams are going to win, and he's been losing all of his predictions through this entire postseason. So I was like, it's a sure thing. So I went to my FanDuel app and I bet on the Bengals to win and did some same game parlays. But then I had a moment of clarity, and I'm like, you know what? I got to hedge my bet here just in case Spears actually gets a W in this one. I bet on the Rams to win, and then I did an anytime touchdown for Cup and Odell Beckham, because he used to be a Giant, and Safford throwing like over. And I won that bet, and I ended up getting like $67. So I put $25 in my FanDuel, and I had a couple other bets. A couple of the other bets, if the Bengals would have won, I would have made like a couple $100. But this one got my money back and then some. So then I was able to cash that out, and I'll be able to use that for my Valentine's Day stuff.
There you go.
Right. So in the long run, I still lose, but at least I broke even for a second. All right, let's get this show moving. I got great music lined up for you. Morning Moron coming up next, right after Pearl Jam's Better Man. But first, let's kick it off on a Monday morning with some Drowning Pool. Let's do this. Rock 102.1 KFMA. It's Bodies. Oh, you know that Body song. Hey, good morning. Hey, what's going on? We're live here on the podcast broadcast stream. That was just our show open, recapping some of our takeaways from the Super Bowl. There's stats and facts that I'm going to be sharing here in about 2 minutes. And yes, people see your outfit there,
like
Powers.
You got to do it like this. You look off into the distance, arms akimbo. This pose is called arms akimbo.
Yeah.
When you put your fists against your hips like a superhero.
Oh, that's what it's called?
Arms akimbo. And then one day they made a Tick. Remember the Tick?
Yes.
They made a villain, and that was his name, and he couldn't move his arm. That's how he walked around. His name was Arms Akimbo.
You missed that show.
It's a good show. I love the Tick.
They rebooted it. Nobody cared.
Amazon, it was good. It was good.
Nobody
It lasted
cared.
2 seasons, and then that was it.
Yeah, I'm surprised it lasted 2 seasons, but that's
I was too.
just Amazon. I did see the trailer for the new Lord of the Rings that finally got me on board for the new Lord of the Rings.
Okay.
I was not, when they were talking about they're spending the most money and blah, 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 blah. It's like a prequel. I'm like, we already had that with The Hobbit. If it's not Peter Jackson, I'm out. But with the trailer that they showed, I'm like, I might be back in. This actually might be really good. And Amazon needs it, man. Seriously, because they really have not been putting anything out relevant since The Boys.
Yeah, The Boys is about it.
That's it.
Right?
That is it, man. There's a lot of stuff that I've been kind of noticing on the streaming services that hit or miss, but I've been buzzing on some things. There was a new, what's her name? I'm not even going to talk about that right now. We got about 45 seconds.
You saw, I'll keep the streaming talk going. You saw an ad for Netflix during the Super Bowl, I don't know, where they're hyping like a movie every week, and they're showing you all the stuff that they got, and it's just like, I gotta say, that's pretty impressive as far as Netflix is concerned.
Yeah, no, there's going to be a content tsunami happening our way with HBO Max and Netflix. And they just pretty much everything that was kind of pushed back or postponed because of COVID is now coming back strong. And then they're just playing catch up, which is great. And I'm excited about that. There was a movie starring Ryan Reynolds that looked really good. It's kind of, he goes back in time to hang out with the younger self, and it's a little action adventure. Seems like a fun flick for Ryan Reynolds, who I thought retired, but I guess not. Yeah, that's what he said. All right, let's get on the air. Rock 102.1 KFMA. Welcome back to the podcast broadcast. We're live, as you know. And I want to give you some fun stats about yesterday's Super Bowl. Some things actually you might have picked up on a couple of these announcements made during the game, like this little factoid. The LA Rams lost the coin toss before the game and then won. And that's notable because the loser of the opening coin toss has now won the last 8 Super Bowls.
Wow.
Yeah. So Al Michaels actually pointed this out at the beginning of the game. And we're just like, uh-oh. Like switch bets now. The Rams are going to win just because they lost the coin toss. Apparently that's a thing now. 8 Super Bowls in a row. At what point is it not coincidence?
Yeah.
Right.
That's like number 27 in the Royal Rumble. You're almost guaranteed to win.
Mm-hmm.
The numbers don't lie.
Yeah. And the numbers don't lie when it comes to Sean McVay either, because the Rams winning the Super Bowl also made Sean McVay the youngest coach to ever win a Super Bowl. He's 36 years old. And 36 and 20 days old. So he just turned 36 not too long ago. Wow. Meanwhile, I'm 7 years older and broke us up. Good for Sean McVay.
Oh, strategy.
Strategy.
You got to work on the mixes and the mo's, right? You were just playing tic-tac-toe, but there's a lot more you can do with that sort of thing, apparently.
Right. Yeah. Some other stats and factoids from yesterday's game that we might have missed. Cincinnati Bengals coach Zach Taylor is the second youngest coach in the NFL at 38.
I was going to say that.
Yeah.
Like, I'm pretty sure that it was history making whoever won it, right?
Pretty much. Well, no, because I think Mike, what's his name? The head coach, Tomlin, he won it at a young age as well.
Okay.
But at their combined age of, Sean and Zach is 74. And that's the youngest matchup of any postseason game dating back to the 1936 NFL championship.
Wow.
Yeah. So a lot of records being broken that we didn't even know or even cared about. This was the first time 2 quarterbacks with losing regular season records met in the Super Bowl. All right. So the Rams quarterback, Matthew Stafford, has an 86 and 95 and with 1 tie in his career, while Joe Burrow is 12 and 13, technically, because he got injured in his rookie season. So
facts.
I'm just dropping facts, son.
Here's all this football knowledge.
This is all water cooler stuff. So later on, when you go to work, you could be like, hey, did you hear? And then you just repeat some of these. These are legitimate facts. I double checked them through the Google and the Bing. I Googled it and I binged it.
You binged it?
I binged it.
Whoa.
Just to make sure that I wasn't lying. Here we go. The Rams were up 13-10 at halftime, as you may recall. They're now 48-1 when leading at the half under Coach McVay. 48 wins, 1 loss if they're leading in the half. So keep that in mind for next season when you're betting on games, because you can still bet when you're halfway through a game. And if you see the Rams are up, they pretty much locked it up.
That's something. I have a stat. Oh, it looks like on a cloudy day, on an odd one in March, there's a chance that football is not played. So we're all right.
No, I'm saying next season.
In March, it was a joke.
Yeah. Well, you got to come stronger than that sometimes. All right, so the Rams... You didn't like that, did you? The Rams averaged 1.9. Actually, I don't like that stat. I don't care. All right, so here's our final stat. And you recall this because no team has ever won a Super Bowl in their home stadium until last year when Tom Brady did it with the Buccaneers. And then LA just did it again. So it happened twice in a row. And so the NFL, you've probably seen this meme, are making changes to make sure it never happens again because it's an unfair advantage to the home team.
Yeah.
So what they're doing to ensure that the home team is not playing in the Super Bowl at their stadium is to hold every single Super Bowl from here on out at Cowboy Stadium. So it just doesn't happen again. All right, we're going to keep the conversation going on the podcast broadcast. Got a couple videos I want to debut with you in honor of Valentine's Day and so much more. So join us there. Keep it right here. It's Rock 102.1 KFMA. Clear. I know. I mean, very rarely do I repeat memes, but I'm like, I need to get out of this segment somewhat. I'm over the stats, but peanut butter cup. Did you see Manny's comment bagging on you, Nick, for being a terrible griller, Arizona griller. You know, the problem was what jinxed you and you messing up your grilling is having Austin there. Honestly, the guy's karmically an F up. Like, he doesn't F up, but people around him in close proximity always F up.
Heck yeah.
He comes in, I F up more. It's ridiculous.
It's the way he is.
Yeah. So that's all that. I did not ask Jeeves. I should ask Jeeves as well.
I saw that. I was gonna make that thing.
Ah, yes.
I was like, oh, I gotta ask Jeeves.
Yeah.
What was the other one? We got to use. What was the first one? Web crawler.
Mhm.
Use that web crawler.
I like this question. Paige, I'll ask this to the streamers. Do you guys have any Valentine's plans? I mean, I'm still pulling it out of my ass. I mean, all I got was a card the other day, and then I'm thinking about doing something or getting something, but I don't know. So what are you doing? Not like Mike, who we just played a clip of where he did 14 days of Valentine's Day.
He's got this advent calendar for Valentine's Day. What's he talking about?
Right. Ridiculous. But he's a newlywed. Yeah. So, you know, it's.
I mean, I get it with that because I love giving gifts.
Mm-hmm.
I'm good at it. You know,
mm-hmm.
I love giving gifts. So sometimes that stuff is fun. But yeah, I don't know. You gotta make your Valentine's Day. What do you want to give a gift? Do you need ideas?
No. We've been playing clips all morning of your
That's
ideas.
True.
I don't need any more of your ideas. We're good.
I've got a really good idea. You take your hand and you trace around.
See?
No, that's Thanksgiving. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
that's a turkey for Thanksgiving.
That's why I'm like, nope, don't need any of your ideas, Powers. What I do need, though, is one of your Scrooge videos.
Oh, old Scrooge. That's right.
Mm-hmm. So what? Scrooge doesn't like Valentine's Day either?
Well, I mean, if you watch, you'll find out that Scrooge actually does enjoy Valentine's Day because Scrooge loves technology.
Spoiler alert, dude.
That's right. Technology.
Jeez.
He's on the cutting edge of it all. Bitcoin, crypto, all that sort of thing. Scrooge has discovered dating apps, and he's going to make Valentine's Day all his.
I like your setup. Let's hope this is the same video that you're setting up, though.
Well, if not, then it's the Super Bowl, and that's a good time, too. We'll see what he did yesterday.
Let's check it out.
Crunch it! Crunch! Oh! What are you wearing? You're blinding, Ma!
Sir, it's my Valentine's outfit. I'm going on a date with my wife, like you promised.
Valentine's? Ma! Date? There's no time for dates! What are you thinking about?
You promised, sir.
I promise a lot of things, let me tell you. I've got to tell you about this future dating. What are you doing it the old-fashioned way? The future right here is dating like this. Look, I'm dating right now. Watch this. That's all you need to do.
Sir, I don't have time for this.
You better make some time. You've got to make my Valentines. All of these folks need Valentines because I'm going on lots of dates. Lots of dates tonight. It's Valentine's Day after all. Yes! Make some Valentines, hurry!
I finish these, I get my date.
Whatever, go do whatever you think you're gonna do. Get it done! Valentines, it's very simple. Yes. Oh, yeah, you might want to shave that. Ooh, look at that one. Yikes! Ooh, haven't been to the dentist, huh? Oh, looks like everyone's been to Machu Picchu. Oh, is the perm back? I had no idea. Oh, I can smell your breath. I don't think have a good time at all. She overtips. Tell. My word. No drama. I bet. Oxford comma. You better use it. Vegan. Sapiosexual. Sure, I bet. You really think highly of yourself. Left. Look at this! Look at this! You'll never believe it! Look! I won! I won dating! That's right! There's no one left! I've dated them all! Ha! Dating! Modern times! Easy!
Congratulations, sir. Well, I finished all the Valentines, so now I'm going to get off to the date with my wife, so...
Who ordered a date on Valentine's that you're going to? Give me these. You've got to open all these back up. I don't need any of them. We've got to wipe them out. I mean, you've got to liquid paper them all out. We've got to reuse them later at another time. Maybe the next year. I don't want to waste them. No. That's not very environmentally conscious, Cratchit. That's right. Let's go. What are you staring at there? You look like a lost soul. What's the matter with you? Valentine's Day! Valentine's Day! I wouldn't!
That's yeah.
Old Scrooge, he's
Yes,
such a
yes.
cut up.
Yes. You love it. You won dating. That was a good line. And
Right?
Paige saw that as well.
There you go. We improved almost all of that. I'm so proud of. We just make it up.
He's-
We just make it up as we go.
That was the best part. He's like, did you know those improv? I'm like, I had an idea, buddy. It's still good. Very good. You know what's silly is that I would love to feature some of our favorite Super Bowl commercials on the stream, right? Because yesterday there actually was a solid year. A lot of years it's hit or miss, right? And a lot of people are like, oh, those were terrible and we got robbed. This year, I don't see the internet buzzing like that. They're saying, hey, these are really good Super Bowl commercials.
Yeah.
A lot of star-studded cameos in them, and it was solid entertainment for sure. But I can't play those videos on the stream because of copyright infringement, even though they're ads, which is very odd. And confusing because our ads is like, hey, we're just continuing
Wait,
to.
is that true?
Yeah, absolutely. If I played one of those videos on the stream, our stream would get flagged immediately, maybe even taken down. Even though it's straight up commercial for a product.
Wow.
Yep. But we have some of our favorites. And if you have a favorite commercial that you saw during the Super Bowl yesterday, please mention it in the comments. And I can pull up the audio and play some of the audio with that. I saw Todd saying nobody mentioned the Gem Show, but I actually went to the Gem Show on Saturday, and it was my first time going to the Gem Show, and it was a win all the way through. It reminded me of Comic-Con, the TCC in their convention center, and the way they have it set up is a huge rock swap meet. And I got free parking. I found, and not that I had any kind of a hookup, I just lucked out in some really good free parking right there on the street. That was really close to the venue. So I went in there. I only spent $20 on 2 oversized White Claws. So it was a pretty cheap day for me. And that's a win in my mind, while my daughter was going around buying, one rock after the next.
You need some sedimentary and some igneous rock.
Yeah.
Some concrete. I think that's the kind of rock.
Right. Manny said he liked the Sopranos Chevy commercial.
Did you see that one?
I did.
That was pretty good, right?
It was good to play the song again. That's iconic. I can pull that up here. I got the audio for the Sopranos. Let's see. As I'm pulling it up. I mean, what about the Austin Powers themed ad? Did you
that
like
was
that?
all right. That was only all right.
It was only
Could have
all
been
right.
funnier.
Last year they did Wayne's World, right?
And that was great.
Yes.
Wayne's World crushed it and made a lot of sense and was DoorDash or something, right?
Yes. And
and I
now,
remember it, so it tells you.
right. And then now they're like, hey, Mike Myers, you're not doing anything else with your career. You want to come back and revise one of your other great characters?
Well, because also 90s. So that Austin Powers was in Space Jam 2, Austin Power. There's been a little bit of some Austin Powers love because it is very 90s, early 2000s.
All right. A little throwback. Actually, I might not have the ad for. That's all right, because it's going to play that Sopranos theme song anyways, which would flag us anyways. We did play the clip of Snoop Dogg and Martha Stewart earlier on the show, and that was a good surprise. Selling Bic lighters. Bic lighters make so much money they can afford $7 million for a Super Bowl commercial. And why do they have to advertise Bic lighters? What is the other lighter company that is a rival to Bic?
No, there are, because it's Zippos.
No, Zippos are such a pain in the ass that, they're a novelty, but people aren't using Zippos on a regular. This is not the 90s.
So it's not like that, like clickety clack, right? It's because in all these vape shops, right, and the weed stores, they'll get partnerships with lighters. I've noticed. I had to buy a round lighter. It's round. I hate it. and it's refillable and whatever. Sure, it's not a Bic, but it's refillable.
Right.
They didn't have any Bic lighters for sale. So that is someone that they've got a different thing, and it was round. So I'm sure just like
those lighters have been around forever too, and with the butane that you refill, but nobody really refills them.
Right.
And then they have like the replaceable flints. But again, if the tried and true Bic is what you go to, all stoners still approve, and it's the lazy way out. And
you got to imagine if they have like all the market share of lighters, because they're just looking at their statistics for years.
Mhm.
They must have noticed enough of a dip where we've got to pay $5 million, 10, 20, because you got to get Snoop, get Martha Stewart,
7 seconds,
do the whole thing, and then pay for
Right.
time.
Yeah, no, I don't know. Let's see. Rock 102.1 KFMA. Welcome back to Beef Vegan Presents. We have a spirited debate on who is Bic's rival and competitor when it comes to the lighter market. And Power's named a couple, offshoots and niche products, but I don't see them at every single gas station. But the reason why we even brought it up is because Super Bowl commercials, because we saw a Bic commercial of all things. And that's just America taking one step closer to the federalization, legalization of marijuana when it just started, advertising lighters, because smoking is down, and of course a lot of people are substituting smoking with vaping. So you don't need any lighters for that. So what do you need a Bic lighter for? To get high. Like that's tried and true. It's an old staple of American stoner culture, and the fact that Americans are spending so much money on lighters that they can afford to do a Super Bowl commercial says exactly where we're at as a country. So legalize it federally already. I mean, because Bic is just counting money hand over fist. It's selling better than crypto.
And that was the number one thing at the Super Bowl for sure. Number one advertised thing. Crypto and electric cars. It seems is all we've got left in the country.
Everybody's coming out with an electric car right now.
Yep.
Does that mean that gas will continue to go through the roof until everyone jumps on board the electric bandwagon? And I was thinking about this for my next car. If I got an electric car, would that affect me on road trips if I go to like Rocky Point? I mean, how many electric charging stations are available? I'm sure there are some, and there's going to be more, but would it be reliable, and would it take them a few more years to catch up? And does that mean I have to rent a car just to do a road trip to Rocky Point? I mean, I asked myself a lot of questions, but the electric car looks good. Here's something that I saw that will piss you off. Car dealerships all over North America have been increasing the cost of cars and like selling it for like 50% to 100% over the sticker price. And they're blaming it on inflation.
Right.
They're saying, hey, this car is going to cost you $3,000 over sticker price because of inflation. Blame the government. But the reality is that's not the case at all. And Ford and GM have stepped up and said, if we catch you doing this, then we're pulling our products from you. You can't sell our cars. Because what's happening with car dealerships across North America is, for whatever reason, they feel like this is prime time to take advantage of more people when we are already strapped for cash. Our economy is not that great to begin with. And there is inflation, but they're just using it and piggybacking on that to take advantage of the American public. It's messed up.
Well, I remember when, I'm not sure if you remember, but they started charging us for luggage. That was a little after 9/11. Because, we got off that security for a little while and we got over, wait a minute, they still charge us for luggage. In fact, they never stopped. Once they can do a thing like that, there's no going back. And that thing you just said, it's just one of those buzzwords. Oh, it's inflation. So I guess that's the way it's got to be forever, because it's just, they'll always say that.
Saying inflation is the new turning the speedometer back.
Yeah, kind of, right? Makes sense.
All right, so keep an eye out. And if you're in the market for buying a new car, just keep that in mind and bring that up. And actually, Google it just so you have a little bit to go into, because I know that I'll be in a market for a new car. And when I read that, I was like, wait a second, you son of a bitch. Tell me I can't afford one. Speaking of cars, when we come back, we'll talk about the No Fun Police ruining this Tesla feature. It will be no more because they said no more. I'll tell you what that is next on Beef Vegan Presents. Don't go away. It's kind of a tease, but at the same time, like, what are you talking about in general? Now,
wait, I want to say something. There was another car commercial. Did you see what they advertised yesterday? The hands-free driving car. To the public. Here we go. Like, there it is. It's weird when you see history and you don't realize it's history. Like, that's historic. Like, here we are. We're starting to cross the threshold of the automatic driving car is coming. Like it really is on its way. That's so baffling and terrifying.
No, I'm all about it.
Yeah?
I think, there'll be less car accidents because of it. Did you guys
That's
see
true.
if you were driving? Were you driving down Campbell yesterday by any chance?
I didn't have to.
You know, and I'm not saying this on the radio right now. But there was a strike happening outside of Prep and Pastry. All the employees of Prep and Pastry were standing outside with picket signs. Not all of them, but a good 20 of them.
Okay.
Were standing out there. So Prep and Pastry, there was no cars in the parking lot. It was closed. Yesterday was Sunday.
Mhm.
So obviously a big day for a breakfast lunch place. And, you know, they were standing out there with signs talking about Prep and Pastry. I drove by it twice kind of fast. I didn't necessarily pick up exactly what was happening and what the sign said, but with the exception of being on strike and Prep and Pastry, legitimately.
Oh.
So I'm trying to find out exactly what that is. And if I'm wondering if anyone on the stream heard anything about it. Obviously, it has to do with some kind of pay, right?
Yeah, you imagine.
You saw this on Reddit, huh? Okay. Well,
Okay.
you know, I'm going to Google what the Reddit thread said.
They staged a one-day strike.
It's just a one-day strike.
That's what it
well,
says.
I mean, they are in the service industry, so they need their money. And it's not like they're getting paid for the one-day strike. So they staged the one-day strike because of wages?
Yeah, they're trying to unionize, right? And they're doing that. So it was a one-day strike.
That's
They've been
gonna be
working on
tough.
this for a year. Yep.
It's going to be tough because Prep and Pastry is not a national chain.
No, it's just a local thing.
Right.
That's weird. They're complaining about discrimination. They're complaining about, you know, that we have a legal right to do this sort of thing to try to get rights without us being fired for doing this as well.
Yeah.
So they did. This was them. They like took the day, but now some of them are punching in back to work today.
Right.
You know, so it's
how awkward
interesting.
is that going to be? Right. You know, like you got the owner there and it's
Right.
like, oh, so the strike didn't work out, huh?
Yeah.
Get back and wash some dishes.
Well, he says about the owner was about 60 people worked for pastry and 10% of those employees were on the picket line. So that's what he was saying. That's not true. That's not true.
That's not true.
Well,
I
wait,
saw.
oh wait, not true there because you saw 20 people, but only a percentage might have been employees and then moms
Family
there,
members.
families there.
Okay. Yeah.
So you never know if
So
that's
they
part of
said
it too.
6 employees with their families.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Then that's possible. But there was good, like 20 people. They had good signs. And, you know, there's obviously a lot of traffic on Campbell. So it's a bad look for Prep Pastry.
Yeah. I mean, it is. I
Yeah.
have a gift certificate for there for $10 that I got like 10 years ago. I've just never used and I always find. I better cash it in quick.
Yeah.
I need
They're not going to honor it.
I need a
It's-
fancy muffin that is just made with rage and loathing for this.
It's not going to be prepped. It's going to be 3-day-old pastries.
It's just going to be pastry.
Because they weren't working yesterday, dude. So you don't want to go today. But yeah, I hope they figure it out. And obviously, hopefully, they take care of their employees.
Yeah, as
especially
they should.
if it's heart of the house, you know, and I could see that being an issue because there's always a car there when it's closed, meaning that, you know, they have people working round the clock there, basically baking and getting things prepared for the next day.
Yeah. Well, they filed 2 specific things and they have to do with like labor practices and racism as well. So it's like it might be something very specific. Again, I'm a guy looking for jobs around town all the time. And I do come into the thing, and this is not a complaint or anything, like certain businesses are still like, listen, we have to hire a person of color. We don't have any. Like, yeah, that's wrong. Like, and that's a real thing.
I think that's impossible in Arizona. You
No,
know,
you'd be surprised.
Yeah.
Like, and I remember such a person to call. It's also all of the things, all the identities now, ladies that identify as this. Like, it's just a real thing that's happening when it comes to this sort of stuff. That people's rights are a big part of what it is to run a business, and some businesses need to be put in check. You know, like legally.
I got dead air for a minute. Well, I don't know why that stopped.
Oh, that's weird.
Honestly, everything's been kind of screwy here. Yeah, well, who knows? But yeah, it was a bad look for sure. So, and well, maybe they'll resolve it.
Yeah, I don't
know. I know Chef Gary is in the restaurant industry. So I don't think he's protesters on this one. Doesn't look like it. So I'm sure there's inside, you know, that's the thing in the industry. I'm sure there's other stuff that we're not getting on the surface level.
Well, of course. And it's even just one building.
Yeah.
Of just one group.
Right.
You know, it is just one little thing. So you're never going to know about this one, or is this one's sarcastic to me, or this one's passive aggressive. And I've known this guy for 3.5 years. Like, and it's Tucson. He was a dick to me at a party one time in May. Like, it doesn't matter.
Right.
You know, there's always going to be a lot of that back and forth nonsense.
Yeah. Well, it was interesting to see. And
I believe
on
it.
in the independent business too, which is weird. Like you're gonna unionize one restaurant. Like, hey, if
I have
it's
no idea.
one restaurant, and how far you can go in that said restaurant, there are tons of restaurants you can get a different job at.
Right.
So why die on that hill? Be
I
like,
don't
hey,
know.
if you don't like it there. And that's not saying, okay, look, if it's abusive or it's negligent or it's illegal operations, and not to just say if you don't like it there, leave. But at the same time, if it's a minor discrepancy where you just don't like it and you feel like, they're not paying you well enough, then, look for other places that pay you well enough. Maybe that sounds entitled, but it's a very touchy subject here with protesting. I mean, you're seeing it more and more. Obviously, labor is a major issue here in this country right now.
And it's,
And
it's
pay
funny.
is.
Yeah. And we're touching on things that can be sensitive, like whatever. Okay. Because every situation is different. Because again, like I saw a comment, again, I know it's a touchy thing. Oh, you don't hire that. You just hire the best person for the job. Not because of that. Well, here's the thing about it. Like there were two owners of this company. One of them was a flat out racist.
Yeah.
Which is why
we're not talking about prep and pastry.
no, different place, just a different place that I didn't get a job. And I was told by the other guy, it's like, we need to start more diversity hiring because our company has failed at that for a decade because this guy has been passive aggressively making sure to kind of do that. Right. That's real. Now they can't take that man's company away from him, but that's why there are laws to stop that because it's real. So I'm not offended that happened. And some people might have, they should over, but every place and situation is different. I mean, that's just part of it. It is what it is. Enough serious stuff. Right?
No, but I get it. See, I relate to these people because obviously, with the housing being so expensive as it is, and then pay just being in general. I work for a company, that I felt like, I feel like I've been underpaid grossly for this entire run. It's at the point where when it's time for my contract to be up and expired, I have nothing to lose because if they do say, you know what, we're done with you, I'm like, okay, well, I guess I'll just get any job and get paid more money, and it's kind of a comfort and it's kind of sad at the same time.
No, it's sad, but it's part of it. No, it is. It's the industry's fault because
that's just radio in general for sure.
It's
sorry, my Zed is screwing up, so I have to keep popping in. Looks like we're getting on the air. Let's talk about this. Rock 102.1 KFMA, it's Beef Vegan Presents. You could thank the No Fun Police for this little feature being taken away if you're a Tesla owner. Did you know that Teslas fart?
What?
Yeah, Teslas, used to fart, I should say, because they do not fart anymore. This is a feature that is being taken away from Teslas because the federal highway regulators say they will no longer allow speeding Teslas to blast fart noises at people. So specifically, the new recall concerns Tesla's boombox feature, which lets drivers play pre-recorded audio through the front speaker in place of its horn.
Oh,
yeah.
So it's anything. It's not just a fart. Or does it come with that?
No, no. You could choose it, and a lot of people chose farts. So I mean, if you're already like, look at this a-hole in a Tesla, and he's like, is that what it sound like? Yeah. It was first introduced back in 2020. It was an update. The feature reportedly allows users to pick through pre-recorded song clips as well as sounds of assortment and things like goats and farts. But the problem is, as the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration saw it, these sounds could potentially drown out pedestrian warning sounds required in Teslas and other electronics. So instead of you hearing someone say, help, help, you're hearing those farts drowned out the helping sound.
Right. But, regular horn honking is obviously we can suss out sounds differently and figure it all out there.
Absolutely.
Where it's just like no one wants to honk a horn. It's not as fun.
Yeah.
Is that what it is? They're just like, well, we made it too fun. So now people are doing it too much.
I'll tell you what. I mean, a lot of road rage cases start with the horn honking, right? Nobody likes hearing the sound of a horn. It enrages people to the point of murder, all right? But everyone loves the sound of a fart. How can you not laugh at that? So I would argue, if I was Elon Musk, who's totally against this move, by the way, he said the No Fun Police took this away, and that's 100% their bad for being buzzkills. But I would argue if I was Elon Musk, hey, this fart horn saves lives. Because the a-hole that cut you off, I blasted a fart at him. He was going to clap back, start shooting rounds at me, but he was too busy giggling and going, he farted. So honestly, it's a feature that is more safe than the regular horn.
It's true.
Mm-hmm. So again, that's my argument. Now, as far as the recall, it applied to 578,607 Teslas.
So it's recalled, like you have to go turn it in?
Yeah, you got to.
What if you don't?
Well, no, because they say the Teslas can be fixed via the over-the-air update, and Tesla won't remove the feature entirely, but it will disable it when the vehicles are in drive. So you can fart when you're parked. Park farting, right? Park farting. Yeah, thank you. It's still a thing.
Park farting.
Oh man, it's tough.
3 times fast.
You try saying it at home. If you call me an idiot right now, you just try saying it 3 times fast. Now, Tesla has had several recalls in recent months for a variety of issues, but this one is the most important, and that's why we reported on it.
Mm-hmm.
We'll let the Reset be back with your beef tip right after this, or you can join the conversation on our podcast broadcast stream on the Rock 102.1 Facebook page or youtube.com/beefvegan. Beef Vegan Present, because it continues next on Rock 102.1. I'm just repeating stuff now. I mean, that's the way they got me trained. Dance, monkey, dance. Right? Like, oh, if you don't say the call letters, they won't write it in the diaries. You won't get the ratings.
Well, that's true. Do you all fill out your diaries at home, your pencil diaries from the Nielsen family?
Oh, that's something we can't even ask legally.
Right, we're not on the air though, right?
No, but still.
We're just over there.
Yeah, no, this is even worse than on the air because they actually have a video recording of that.
Oh, I'm just asking if they do it because that's how they do it around here, just so you know. That's how it's done.
Bet you nobody here has like a diary itself, right?
Did you ever do that? I did it once.
No, I never did it because I've always,
They pay you $25.
Oh, you get $25?
Yep.
Nice.
In cash in the mail, which is shocking.
Yeah.
And then, you just got to fill out your little log. But I'm sure no one does it. I just wrote Jeopardy and wrestling every day.
Jeopardy.
I watch Jeopardy every day.
The ratings,
The ratings for the TV. It's the same type of thing. The Nielsen family.
Peanut butter cup, peanut butter cup, peanut butter cup. This is how I keep my tongue from twisting.
Yeah, you say peanut butter cup.
Peanut butter cup. The
Human Torch was denied a bank loan.
This is a podcast, Anthony. If I leave, I got to start a podcast. I've been doing podcasting forever. That's the thing. I've had people tell me over the years, right? Oh, you should do, what do you do? I tell them what I do. I'm in radio. They're like, you should start a podcast. I'm like, motherfucker, I'm on radio. That's what it is. It's a podcast. I've been doing a podcast. I do have a podcast that goes along with me being on the radio, and you're not listening to it. I had a podcast before podcasts were cool.
Yeah.
And it was too successful. I couldn't afford it, and I couldn't sell advertising for it. So my timing in life has always been a day late, a dollar short, is what I'm saying. Let's see. Derek said, I keep mailing in my diary regularly. They keep asking me to stop and saying things like, who are you? Why do you keep mailing us this?
No, not your diary. Like, I hope that Scott Baio falls in love with me and that sort of thing.
Yes.
It's not your deepest inner emotions.
No.
You want to send those to Beef at F My Life and all that sort of thing.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. I got some other videos I want to share with you. Speaking of F My Life, let's get into this because Nick called in for F My Life today. And actually, I don't have it loaded up. So we'll talk about the morning moron first, because this happened at Disney World. And this is something that Powers was just at Disney World, and he missed out on this. This would have been worth the admission in my mind. I would have paid extra money to see this attraction at Disney World. Check this out. Yeah, no, I'm an idiot because the first 45 seconds of this morning moron, I wasn't even in the screen. Yeah. And so obviously they didn't record any of the audio because I'm awesome like that. So, apparently he's Mr. Scrooge watched the Super Bowl halftime show.
Yes, Mr. Scrooge did watch the Super Bowl halftime show and he enjoyed it.
All right. And I went a little something like this.
Almost time. Ready. Go along, Mr. Scrooge. Mr. Scrooge, I'm so sorry. Where am I? Roger!
Come crashing the football fever, sir. I'm sorry.
Football fever? Why do you give me that? You look ridiculous. What are you doing?
I'm sorry, sir. I lost a hold of myself.
Oh, wait, what?
Oh, huh?
Where was he? It's almost time. Hey, gotta get ready. Go along, Mr. Scrooge.
Scrooge, I'm so sorry.
Where am I?
Roger! Come crashing the football fever, sir. I'm sorry.
Football fever? Why do you give me that? You look ridiculous. What are you doing?
I'm sorry, sir. I lost the hold of myself. I'm just excited about this.
Oh, don't say that! Don't say that! You can't say this. God, you've got me doing. Call it the big game. You can't say that. The NFL will sue everyone you know, and everyone I know.
Okay, sir. I'm excited for the big game. The big game party you brought me to. Thanks for inviting me and letting me wear jeans.
Big game? What are you talking about? This isn't a party for the big game. Who gave you those G's? This is a party for we've got to debut the very extra special big game commercial. Yes, it's a commercial that I made to air during the big game, that super game. The superest game of all. It's the best time for commerce and promotion. Yes, an ad for all of those fireworks to sell, and that's how I'm going to make a fortune. A fortune, Cratchit!
Do we still get to watch the super game, the big game?
The super game? Well, we'll get to that first.
You don't even have a TV, sir.
No, the TV? Who pays for cable? Okay, boomer. Ha ha ha. We're just going to watch it. The latest thing is taking it right down a stream.
Watch it on your phone?
Yes, sit down now. We're going to watch it. Cratchit!
I'm so sorry. I separated the couch last week. I was cleaning them.
Put that back. Get down here. Look, it's about to start. Hurry up. Sit down. Look, we've got to take a look. It's almost time. Here it is. It's a premiere right now. Yes, look.
The holidays have come and gone again. But remember all year what it's really about. The secret is togetherness and family. That's what makes the world go round, and it's what keeps the coal out of your stocking.
Oh, sir, that actually was very good.
This is the ad before that ad. You got to skip this ad.
Money. That's what makes the world go round. Now I'm rich, but not rich enough. Never enough. Bah! Give me your money. Me, Scrooge. Yeah, I'm on all the social mediums and the PayPals and the Venmos. Bah! Give me your money. Oh yeah, it's.
Sir, that was. It was the worst thing I've ever seen, sir. I'm so sorry. I didn't.
Bob, keep it down. What do you know about advertising? That was the best use of any sort of advertising promotion you've ever seen. Don't you worry about a thing. That was worth every penny.
That's why you cut my pay, sir, to make that commercial.
No, actually, I cut your pay to put all of that on some of the action in this big game. Yes, I've got all of your money on the heads. Let's look.
It is tail.
Damn! Party over. Get out.
Go get him, Bo.
Yeah, you gotta love Bo Jackson and Tecmo Bowl, baby. That's a good callback.
There you go.
All right. During that time, I was able to load up today's F My Life, where Nick called in, talked about his grilling fail, and a couple other emails that we shared with you. If you missed it, well, a little something like this.
600 KFMA right away.
I promise we won't embarrass you.
Because Beef Vegan presents F My Life. F My Life. F My Life.
Rock 102.1 KFMA. Time for your Monday morning F My Life. These are unfortunate situations. Email to me in mornings or beefvegan@kfma.com. It should be mornings at kfma.com, to be honest with you. Yeah, subject line FML. And of course, if you have an F My Life you care to share on the air, give us a call right now. 600 KFMA. That's 605-362. Powers and I will weigh in on these FMLs. Are you ready, Powers?
I am ready.
First email sent to me by Roxanne. She said, yesterday at work, a woman came up to the counter and asked if we made sweet and sour chicken. Before I could answer, she told me a really long recipe and said, I expect to see this on the menu the next time I come in, or I will complain to your manager about your lousy work ethic. I work at Starbucks. F my life for Roxanne.
I'm going to say Big Baby. I'm sorry. You're working at Starbucks. You deal with a lot of these loonies. That one's not that bad.
Seriously, sweet sour chicken with your espresso? Sure. All right, next F my life situation sent to me by Patrick. He said, yeah, today my business partners of 5 years asked me right after our 5-hour audit with the tax department, oh, we have to pay tax? F my life for Patrick?
I'd say, yeah, F your life, maybe F your 10 to 20. I don't know. Be careful.
See. Yeah, good luck, dude. All right, next situation sent to us by Tyler. He said, Friday, my girlfriend texted me for the first time in months. Halfway through reading it, I was getting kind of hot. Then I found a spelling mistake, and all I could think of was to correct her. She won't talk to me now.
Yeah.
F my life for Tyler?
Yep.
All right.
He's going to have to, well, I don't want to say something to himself.
All right. We get it. Powers, you dirty. All right. Rock 1, 2 by 1. Who's this?
Yo, buddy, it's Nick.
All right, Nick. You got an F my life to share with us?
Oh, yeah, and it happened yesterday.
All right. What was it?
So I was spitting game about how I can grill up and be the top griller at my little event. And I turned around and my barbecue was completely in flames.
Well, all your food on it?
Oh, yes.
Mid-brag.
$100 worth of food was engulfed in flames.
Oh, no. Was it edible afterwards or is it all super Cajun style?
The dog threw up a couple of the hot dogs that he tried to eat, so I tossed it all out.
That's funny. Yeah. So F my life. What do you say, Powers?
Yeah, that happened to me once. My barbecue caught fire once. It's horrible. It's like your car catching fire. It might be worse.
Mid-brag. Oh, I'm the best barbecuer. You're about to have magic happen in your mouth. Oh, my God. Hold on a second. Everything caught on fire.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. For messing up the Super Bowl spread at your barbecue, that's definitely an F my life, Nick. Thank you for calling and sharing.
Oh, hey, boss, here's the worst part. Austin took the squirt gun and started putting the fire out.
Yeah, Austin there. Well, that's a problem. That's an F my life right there. You invited Austin to your party.
Yep.
So
It was in my backyard.
yeah. All right. Well, thanks for the call, Nick. We'll talk to you later.
Later.
All right. And yeah, so there you go. How did Austin get an invite? I didn't even get it. Did you get an invite?
No.
F our lives, man.
That's all right.
People are inviting Austin over us.
Well, I mean, Austin's a rock star. Look at him.
Nah.
Plus, they know that he's not going to stay long.
That's true. That's true. With a squirt gun.
Yeah.
F my life. I forgot Nick's son is named Austin as well.
Yeah, well, you say Austin, we assume you meant our stupid friend Austin.
I know, dude. And Nick, next time when you refer your son Austin on the air, to listeners, well, some who pay attention, will definitely, put 2 and 2 together and assume that you're talking about Austin, the one we sent out on the street, not your son. So, I mean, it's a common mistake.
I want to ask him something about burning his barbecue. Do you know the barbecue king? This man from there's the Saba Home Show. Grijalva, I think.
Just because you dress in some Jerry Lee Lewis type
He's my
of
dad.
jumpsuit. Is that your dad?
No, I'm not. I'm just kidding. But
I was like,
when I see him at
I'm
events,
about to roast this guy.
When I see roast him up, but when I see him at events, he ran for city council. I don't know if he won or not.
No, he didn't.
But did he not? He's the king of barbecues.
I can just tell you he didn't. Any guy, any dipshit that's dressing like this,
he looks fantastic.
Is not going to win the popular vote.
He's the king of barbecues.
Yeah, whatever.
He's got my vote.
Is he selling barbecues?
Yeah, that's what he does.
Of course he does.
They should. If you're selling barbecues, that's a fine way to dress.
Right.
If you're running for city council, maybe not.
He's like, check me out. I'm so hot, I'm flaming. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. You know what's nice about this though? You haven't made fun of me for half a second. This guy's far too more ridiculous.
I'm so conditioned to your outrageousness, your eye vomit, that I'm just like, this one looks normal. It looks like a Tuesday. Like you got an outfit for every day of the year.
There it is.
Yeah.
Captain
and they all
Love.
look dirty. I mean, look at that hat though. I was bagging on the hat because it is. If you're gonna wear it, like honestly, in a Valentine's Day situation, if you went out to the bar dressed like this but cleaner, you would score.
No, I do it right.
But cleaner. Like the problem is you look like the hobo of love.
That's not bad. The hobo love. I think we might have a new Fox hit on our hands. Maybe FX.
Yeah, my heart has no home.
We've got some. This is some nice velour, right?
Yeah.
Here, I'll give you one. Here, feel that material.
Yeah,
Here.
23 seconds.
Feel that material.
I hate touching velour. It gives me the heebie-jeebies.
Well, you know what that material?
Like the chills in
you know what that material is?
What?
Boyfriend material.
You fuck. All right, we got 12 seconds left. All right. Thank you, guys. Don't forget to hit the
Captain
ha-ha.
Love!
Hit the ha-ha or reactions here. It helps us spread the stream, all right? I appreciate it.
That's right.
Rocco 2.1 KFMA. Almost out of here, but we got to give you this beef tip before we head out the door. This is 5 easy morning habits that are actually good for you. Okay, so this is a real, genuine beef tip. So, number 1, write down something you're grateful for. Starting off your day being thankful can actually put you in a better mood, and writing it down is even better. In one study, actually, there was a noticeable effect when people did it every day for 2 weeks. So, if you want to change the negative things in your life, start off by writing down something positive and manifest it. All right, number 2, drink a glass of water. Doesn't matter if you sip or chug, but if you start off the day by hydrating, you won't be that thirsty ass bitch in the office. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, man.
All right. Number 3, make your bed. It's easy to get lazy and skip it, but they do say there are mental benefits to making your bed starting off your day. So that's important to know. Number 4, get some sun. That vitamin D, baby. Go outside, open up the shades, and more research supports the idea that getting some sunlight in the morning is good for us, especially this time of year when people suffer from seasonal affective disorder and when that's an issue. But here in the Valley of the Sun, well, we're not in the Valley of the Sun. We're another valley too. Why can't we be the Valley of the Sun as well?
We're the Sunshine Factory. We get that.
Really?
That's an old name they tried to give, like, let's call it the Sunshine Factory in like the 70s.
It didn't stick.
Yeah, the old Pueblo is where it's at.
Yeah, old Pueblo. All right, so yes, get some sun, get some of that vitamin D. It goes a long way and just being good for you.
Yeah.
And the 5th and final thing of the top 5 easy morning habits that are good for you is get some sort of exercise. Now, Powers, I know you just immediately mentally checked out, but I have here, even if it's just stretching, right? So you could stretch. There's no excuse to not stretch.
And it feels so good every time you do it.
Absolutely.
I know.
Right? So engaging your body for as little as 5 minutes can make a difference. Could add years to your life. So start stretching today in the morning, and then you'll seize the day. Your day will be better.
Yeah, seize the day. That's the spirit.
That's right. So that's your beef tip of the day. I hope it suits you well. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. As always, tomorrow morning is a Tap Out Tuesday. So we'll be doing another round of Tap Out with our sponsors, Fired Pie. So you can win up to $100 in gift certificates for Fired Pie. That's a whole lot of free pizza.
Yeah.
It's going to be delicious. So that's in the 8 o'clock hour for your chance to win that. Plus, I'll have tickets to give away for this Saturday night's Roadrunners game. Till then, enjoy the rest of your day. Go to KFMA.com to try to win that autographed Ghost guitar. And Riley's up next. And as always, drive safe, ride safe, and what, Powers?
Enjoy your VD.
You know that.
And rock local.
There you go.
Yeah.
When you wish upon a
Later,
side
guys.
of
Thank you.
beef, soon will come an end to all your grief. But if you've been mean or kind of bad, I will knock out all your teeth.